At midnight, a tiny digital flame goes out. A 547-day streak, gone, no fireworks, no warning, just silence. Across the world, that same moment is happening millions of times a week. Before gamification ruled the internet, there was a simple, brutal problem. People quit. They downloaded apps with excitement, used them for 3 days, then disappeared forever. Language apps failed. Fitness apps failed. Productivity tools failed. Silicon Valley had the tech. They had the funding. They had the algorithms, but they didn't have human behavior, so they turned to psychology, not motivation, not discipline, not purpose, but something faster. Dopamine. The same chemical behind gambling addictions, the same reward loop behind social media scrolling, the same neurological trigger that keeps slot machines alive, and the solution they built was simple, elegant, and dangerous. Turn life into a game. Instead of learn a language that you got XP points, instead of exercise, you got daily streaks, you got levels, badges, and ranks, and soon rewards replaced meaning. Points replaced progress, streaks replaced mastery. This wasn't accidental. Tech companies didn't just add games for fun. They engineered variable reinforcement. Sometimes you'd win big, sometimes you'd win small, sometimes you'd almost win. The same psychological trap used in casinos. Unpredictable rewards keep the brain addicted, and it worked. Duolingo exploded from a small language experiment into the most downloaded education app on Earth. Fitness apps stopped selling health and started selling rings, streaks, and leaderboards. Productivity tools turned your to-do list into a video game interface. Learning platforms replaced knowledge with daily goals. Your brain didn't know you were improving. It only knew one thing: win today or lose your streak forever. And slowly, life became a scoreboard. Wake up, check streaks, work, track productivity points, exercise, close rings, sleep, analyze sleep scores. Everything was measured, everything was ranked, everything was compared. Gamification didn't just improve apps, it rewired behavior. Friends didn't just talk, they competed. Learning wasn't about curiosity, it was about maintaining numbers. Health wasn't about how you felt, it was about what your app said. And platforms loved it. Because the longer you stayed, the more data you generated, the more ads they could sell, the more subscriptions they could lock in. This was the moment everything changed, not when apps became smart, not when smartphones took over, but when streaks entered the chat, a simple idea. Don't break the chain. Duolingo made it famous. 1 lesson a day, one bright number at the top of your screen. Miss a day, and the number resets to 0. At first it felt harmless, motivating even, then Snapchat took it viral, beside your best friend's name. A daily obligation disguised as a friendship. Suddenly people weren't messaging because they had something to say. They were messaging because the fire must not die. Apple joined in next. Fitness rings, water streaks, reading streaks, journaling streaks, meditation streaks. Your entire life became a collection of chains you were terrified to break. And here's why it works so dangerously well. Not because of discipline, but because of fear. Fear of losing progress, shame of failure, and social pressure when others could see your streak and you couldn't. You weren't just staying consistent anymore. You were defending a number. People kept streaks even when learning stopped. They did lessons they didn't absorb, workouts they barely tried, tasks they rushed through half asleep. Not for growth, but for survival of the streak. And slowly, without people realizing it, progress became secondary. The streak became the goal. The chain became the master. And once you're serving the chain, you're no longer building discipline. You're protecting a habit prison. At first, gamification looked like discipline, but over time, it became something else entirely. Real discipline is built quietly. No fireworks, no streak counters, no public leaderboard, just consistency. But gamification replaced discipline with external pressure. You didn't work out because you wanted to. You worked out because an app would shame you if you didn't. You didn't study because you were curious. You studied because your streak was on the line. And when people missed a day, they didn't just feel behind, they felt guilty. A skipped workout became a failure. A missed lesson became starting over. A broken streak felt like losing months of progress, even when nothing meaningful was lost. Anxiety crept in quietly. People began living under invisible timers. Users didn't feel supported anymore. They felt controlled, watched, trapped. And here's the darkest part. The apps knew this, because the goal quietly changed, not improvement, retention. The algorithms optimized for one single question: what keeps the user from uninstalling today? Not, is this person healthier? Is this person smarter? Is their life actually improving? Gamification had crossed the line, from motivation to manipulation. Burnout didn't arrive loudly. It arrived as exhaustion. People felt over-tracked, over-optimized, over-measured. Every action was logged, every habit was graded, every failure was counted, and eventually, the brain stopped responding. Duolingo was the perfect example. What once felt like a friendly green owl slowly transformed into a symbol of pressure. Memes exploded, "Do your lesson, or I'll be outside your house." Jokes at first, But the emotion behind them was real. Fun had turned into obligation. The same thing happened in fitness. People stopped loving movement and started resenting it. Not because they hated exercise, but because they hated being monitored while doing it. Productivity apps followed the same path. Every task became another guilt trigger. Every unfinished goal became another reminder that you weren't enough. Gamification stopped feeling playful and started feeling like a boss that never clocked out, and when fun disappears, only pressure remains. Burnout was inevitable. This is where the collapse became unavoidable, because gamification stopped serving users and started serving investors. Originally, streaks were meant to help people return. Later, they became weapons against cancellation. The psychology flipped. Instead of, use this because it helps you, it became, don't quit or you lose everything. Monthly subscribers began staying not because they loved the app, but because they feared losing their streak. This is when trust started to break. Investors didn't ask, are users becoming better? They asked, are they staying longer? Engagement charts replaced human progress. Retention replaced results. The scoreboard mattered more than the player, and users began to feel it. They realized the truth. They weren't the customer, they were the product. Streaks became psychological handcuffs, and once people recognized the leash, they started tearing it off. Then came AI, and overnight, gamification was exposed. Suddenly, learning didn't require streaks. You could ask an AI to teach you anything. No XP, no pressure, no punishment, just clarity. Productivity changed instantly. Instead of checking 5 apps, the AI handled tasks in seconds. Coaching changed. Instead of badges, people got real-time guidance, and suddenly a frightening realization spread. I wasn't improving before, I was just interacting with the system. Duolingo's AI rollout triggered backlash instead of excitement. Users felt like the game had become even less human. Fake progress, real fatigue, the spell broke. When the magic disappeared, all that remains is the machine underneath. At first it looked small, people buying dumb phones, switching back to paper planners, deleting tracking apps entirely. Then it went viral. TikToks flooded in. I quit all productivity apps. I don't track anything anymore. Tracking ruined my motivation. YouTube followed. Apps destroyed my discipline. Gamification broke my focus. I got better after I stopped counting. A cultural shift was happening. People were moving away from dopamine, back toward mastery, away from streaks, back toward skills, away from gamification, back toward identity. I train because I am disciplined, not because my phone tells me to. The scoreboard lost its power. The truth is uncomfortable. Gamification didn't fail. It worked too well. It overstimulated motivation, it burned attention, it trained dependency, and dependence always collapses. People didn't lose discipline, they lost trust. They realized they were chasing numbers, not growth. Maintaining streaks, not building character. Optimizing metrics, not improving life. Now people want something different. They want control back, focus back, slow progress back. No fireworks, no leaderboards, no guilt, just purpose. Gamification turned life into a game, and now people just want to live again. You've seen it with Duolingo, you've seen it with AI fatigue, you've seen it with tech burnout, and it's spreading. So here's the real question. Have you ever kept a streak you secretly hated? And if so, was it really helping you? Or was it just keeping you trapped? If this video made you rethink even one habit, consider subscribing, because in the next episode, we're exposing the next system quietly collapsing, the subscription economy itself.